All right, guys, so we're going to move on to number 5, which is similar to number 4. So for number 5, they give you 42 degrees. However, is that the area of the shaded region, the area of the sector that we want? No, that's the area of the sector that we don't want. So the sum of central angles in a circle is 360. So we're going to take 360 and we're going to subtract out that 42. 360 minus 42 gives us 318. So our x is 318. Okay. Now we need to find our radius. Well, it tells us YZ is 9. That is our radius. That is this length right here. So radius is 9. So then we plug it in our formula. So we do 318 times pi times 9 squared divided by 360. And again, that's because our formula is x times pi r squared divided by 360, okay? So we're just plugging in our x, which is 318, and our radius, which is 9. Once we do that, for this one, guys, remember, do this part first, okay? But if we just plug that all in our calculator and get an answer, our final answer should be 224.78. And then we're in inches, so it'd be inches squared. So for number 5, that is our final answer. So again, plug that in your calculator. Make sure you're doing the 9 squared first and see what answer you get. Make sure it's the same as mine, 224.78. If not, like I said, you're probably messing up and not doing the 9 squared first. All right, so moving on. Ooh, what's going on here? All right, there, we've got it figured out. All right, there we go. Okay, so for, if I can get it in the right spot. So I want to do number 10 with you guys. All right, number 10, just because number 10 looks a little bit funky here. So for number 10, it tells you that the white space there, that all this white space, the measure of this arc, the arc that we don't want, is 341 degrees. So how do we find the measure of the shaded arc? Well, all we got to do is 360 minus 341. Don't overthink it. It's just a really small section of pizza that we want. Okay, that's all it is. So we're subtracting that out. When we do, we should get 19. So x is 19. Our radius here, it tells us EF. E to F is 4.7. That's our radius. So 4.7. So our radius equals 4.7. All right. So that's our radius. That's the length from here to here. We need to know that. Our formula is x times pi r squared divided by 360. So we're going to plug in our x, which is 19. Oops. I'm going to plug in our x, which is 19 after I erase this part right there. There we go. So x is 19. Multiply that by pi times 4.7 squared divided by 360. Again, what part should we put in your calculator first? This 4.7 squared, okay? And then once you got that, you can multiply the top. And that's where after you've done that, I would just hit the division key because it'll save your answer and then divide it by 360. So when we do that, our final answer should be 3.66 kilometers squared, okay? 3.66 kilometers squared. So that is the answer for number 10. All right, guys, so I want to move on to the ones at the bottom that look a little bit more challenging, okay? So we're going to do 11, 13, and 15 together, and that'll kind of wrap up the notes. I will post the answers to everything so you guys can see all the answers. And if, like I said, if you have a question, just shoot me an email, and I would be happy to go through any other problem with you if you don't understand, okay? So for number 11 here, for number 11. All right, so they're telling us that we need to find the area of the shaded regions. So we have two separate regions. So two